Well, welcome to a new video, guys. My name is FinnSnow. I'm a travel blogger based here in the Philippines if you're new to the channel, and I've been living here for about 3 years. Sorry about the mess here, but that's just really how my place looks like when I'm here, to be honest. And lately I've been wondering about all my experiences here in the Philippines. I get this moment where you sit down, you just reflect and you think about everything, and there's really a lot of moments that really changed me. Like, I've been to 25 almost 30 countries now, but there's rarely a moment that like really hits you and changes you probably for the rest of your life. However, here in the Philippines I've had multiple of those incidents. If you're a long-term follower, you probably know a couple of those, but if you're not, then this video is gonna showcase those moments that I've managed to capture on camera. Actually, obviously I've had some moments. Well, actually, I haven't had many moments that I didn't catch on camera, because I'm always filming, you know that, guys. Always filming and documenting my life here in the Philippines. So in this video, I'm gonna share maybe top 7 or 8 moments that I feel like changed me as a person, my behavior, how I look at life, maybe, you know, how I interact with people, you know, things that really affect me. And I could say, you know, Philippines changed me in the way I am more patient now. Philippines changed me the way I eat. I'm okay with eating with my hands now. But these moments in this video are gonna be more meaningful than just being able to eat with your hand and being okay with that. And as well, I can sleep now with the roosters going bananas outdoors. That's as well how Philippines changed me. But let's just jump right into the video. Here's my top 7, I guess, moments that changed my life here in the Philippines. Number 7 has to be the culture. When you come to the Philippines, it really hits you right away. It's so different. You both see it from people interaction, the poverty and the beautiful nature, the contrast between, you know, those are doing well and those are not so doing well. So that hits you right away. But as well, I would explain that the culture, if you want to go really deep into it here in the Philippines, it has to be the people. You could go from one province to the next one, or barangay to the other, and the culture is going to be different. It's like many countries inside of one country. So after 3 years here, I think a lot to do with my way of life here has to do with the culture. You can come in.
Hello.
By the way, that's Sherlyn. She's my girlfriend, and she just had an operation on her teeth. Welcome home. How did it go?
Good. I'll show you guys later.
We'll show you guys that later.
Oops, sorry.
Let's get back into the video.
Yep.
And I remember the first time I came to the Philippines, we were walking out of the airplane, and Filipinos, they started singing in the airplane. Like, it's normal for them. Like, they're singing and they're not shy. In my country, you know, if someone is singing, everyone will stop doing what they're doing and they're looking at them like, what are you doing? Why are you singing in public? You know? But here's everything is open, and it seems to be no one is shy in this country. So immediately when you come here, you're gonna see a little bit of that. My number 6 is meeting Oli. He is my biggest inspiration, a person that I look up to in the Philippines. He's from a very, very harsh life that's iconic of the local Filipinos that are like show a lot of resilience and hard work and way of life. He comes from one of the islands in Palawan, and he was also brought up in the sugarcane industry in Negros. He started working when he was, I think, 4 or 5 years old, carrying water buckets for the sugarcane farmers. And I met him in November last year, and he shared all these stories, much more than I just told you now, and he's the guy that I look up to and, you know, take inspiration from. So just by meeting him and spending 2 days with him there was very inspirational. And we did something really nice for Ole. His dream was to bring his family back to his home and meet his other siblings. His dad, his mom, and see his whole family in Negros. They were separated for 31 years from Palawan to Negros.
Og ni Tia Minerva, ni Dong Oliver, og ni Jimboy, og labi na gid ni Penpen.
Post kita tayo, let's go! Hi, go to Negros, go to Negros. That's what I say, kita tayo. Ito kasi, this is my dream to take my dad in Negros.
and they never got the funds and the time to do it because I was working, and the distance is, you know, even though it's not that crazy long distance, they couldn't do it for 31 years. So it was Oliver's dream to bring them back together, and it was a lot of you guys that say, hey Finn, help him out, man, let's do it. So we gathered enough money to fly his whole family, his mom, his dad, Oliver, and his brother back to Negros, and we brought them together after 31 years of separation and almost no, you know, images or nothing. Even like the interaction between his dad and his brothers, you know, they were just like seeing them, you know, they like touch their faces. It was just like, it was a priceless moment, you know, something I will never ever forget. And you know, being able to be part of that, you know, it's just an honor. Number 5 is gonna be probably the Fighter Boys, but more specific with them. We had a meet and greet in Davao City during our first trip, and at the meet and greet, first of all, there was like hundreds and hundreds of people, maybe close to 1,000. It was crazy. So much fun meeting you guys and spending like the whole afternoon. And I decided to take it a little bit further. I noticed something that was very clear to me, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't lived long enough in the Philippines, but I saw something during that meet and greet, and that was the kiddos that were playing with us. The guys that were dancing in front of everybody. The kids, they came first to the dance floor and did putots with us. The guys that were not shy. Well, here they were, you know, dancing in front of us. It was a very surreal moment. There's celebration, everybody smiling, happy, and just back of my mind, I was like, I'm looking at these kids and just thinking, you know, I don't know, they don't have much, these guys. So after the meet and greet, I stayed very long outside, still, you know, hanging out with them. You know, we're taking some joke pictures, you know, because a lot of people were taking selfies with us, so there was a lot of cell phones filming. But these little kids, they took up their flip-flops. They were holding their flip-flops like this. Imagine this is your footwear, your flip-flop. They were doing this with us, or me, at least that I saw, acting like they were taking selfies with us. After almost everybody left, I decided to take all those street kids. I think it was 9 of them, and I took them to Jollibee, and I bought them Jollibee. We went upstairs, everybody washed their hand, and then we're eating, and I could see a few of them, they didn't eat their food. They asked for a plastic bag, and they put their food into the plastic bag, and I asked them, why are you doing this? Why are you not eating? And he said he's bringing the food back home to his family. That moment, you know, that changes you. Even now, like fighting emotions. But number 4 is gonna be Saptangalan. It's an island south of Bataan, which is known as Batanes, the main island. It's only about 30-minute boat ride from Bataan. And we came to this island, and I personally believe this might have been the most friendly and humble people I've ever met in my life on this island. First of all, where we're staying at, we were offered, you know, free food, and you know, I said no, I'm paying, and they're like no, they would not allow us to pay.
That's so good, right?
That's really good. Lamig kayo.
Fees.
No, we will pay for the breakfast.
No. For me, it's okay. Maybe sometimes you come back here, you have a friend or other new friend. This is okay, bro.
You could also detect his voice, how humble it was and how generous. It was like something just built into them. Something that there's not even a question. It's just like, this is how it is, this is how we are, and you don't have a say for it even if you want to pay. But still with like a gentle and humble voice. Another breed of people, if I can say that out loud. They're so unique, they're so different from the rest of the Philippines that they really do have their effect on you. And not only that, I think this is the most peaceful place in the Philippines, perhaps the world. It's so peaceful in Saptangalan that the windows are not closed, the doors are always open, no one locks anything. We saw a bike there on the street, multiple doors open, everything is open, and it's just like it's out of a movie, you know. And we're there, we're experiencing it, seeing all this beautiful nature as well, and the people, you know, living there. We're thinking about the condition, the isolation, and all their lives that they had to go through, the struggles and the resilience. And we're just there, like standing on the street, and we're like, what is this place, you know? We realized that at that moment, you know, Sherlyn cries, you know, tears stream down onto her shirt, and you know, we're battling, like fighting this thought of how beautiful this place is. We had the conception of how lucky we are and unlucky they are, like they're not realizing where they're living. But you know, a lot of comments said, you know, hey Finn, it's them that they're lucky. We're the ones that are unlucky. So, you know, you can debate that, but I thought that was something worth sharing and, you know, saying those comments. Alright, number 3 is gonna be the islands of Gigantes. It's a group of islands, about I think 5-6 of them or something, and that was my first time I've ever done like an island expedition. It was my first time to be completely, you know, with the locals. There was no hotels, nothing. I stayed at a home, local home, and yeah, I spent 5 days hanging out with the locals, playing with the kids, and exploring the islands. And it was at that moment that I knew what I wanted to do here in the Philippines. It was exploring islands, and I finally found like a country that I can spend multiple years traveling and exploring, because that is my passion. This is what I love to do. So that island definitely changed me. Now number 2 is a very emotional, actually the number 2 and 1 are, I think this is the first moment that really hit me hard. I was basically traveling in Mindanao, and this was pretty soon after Morabe happened. And I was invited to go visit the city along with, you know, the army and all that stuff. But as we were getting to the city, the army general like called us and said, hey, it's not a good moment right now. So we had to cancel that trip. Instead, they said, hey Finn, do you want to go visit the shelters, the refugee camps? So I was like, yes, of course. Spend some time with them, and we go there during nighttime. I was a little bit late. And we get in there. I think I said something, you know, is it okay if I film? Like, putting, the camera in their faces, of refugees. I wasn't sure about that. They're like, yes, fine. And then, of course, it's Philippines, everyone, it's okay to, like, no one is shy. So everything is okay here. I get in there, I see these tents, everything is cramped up, clothes everywhere, as they use clothes as walls to separate their area from the next one, hanging clothes in the ceiling, and everything, it's very tight. And there was about 1,000 people living in that one single basketball court. And as I was getting there, I was just like filming, I didn't know what to say. I was like, what is going on? This is a surreal experience. And then someone starts clapping. And then soon more people start clapping.
Thank you very much. Why?
And I'm like, what? Why are they clapping for me? I don't know these people, they don't know me, but they're still welcoming me to their home.
Look at this. I'm just tearing up.
Imagine that. So followed by uncontrollable tears and spending time with them. You always hear about these things in these news, refugees camps and war zones. But when you're there and you interact with the people on the ground, that changes you. And for the final spot, number 1 is probably a quite obvious one, as many of you know about the project we did with the Cure Foundation. So I guess the moment that changed me for the greater good was meeting Jolene and Bart, my neighbor. They're the people running Cure Foundation, and they introduced me to their organization. It's a non-profit organization here taking care of girls that have been rescued from online sexual pornography. and they were building their lives. They have facilities and programs, but they were missing something from that spot, and their dream was to build a school. So when I went there and visited them, you know, that changes you guys. Like you spend time with like 30 little tiny girls, the most beautiful little girls in the world, and you're just thinking like, how could anyone do something bad to these girls? So that really changes you. So I asked Bart, you know, what's your guys' dream here? And they're like, oh, we want to build a school here. Like, okay, how can I help? And you know, it's up to you, Finn. And like, all right, you know, I'll see what I can do. Like, I have a couple of followers, and you know, maybe, you know, my local Filipino friends and you know, the people abroad and here, you know, want to support us for this project. And yeah, so we raised I think like, I don't know, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for a school, five room school, a good one. And we completed that project within a year, and that was definitely one of the best moments in my life. And yeah, that experience definitely changed me for good. So yeah, Philippines has been an emotional roller coaster for me, ups and downs and all that, but that's just part of life. And we continue doing what we love to do and chase our passions, and I will do the same here in the Philippines. And if you want to see those videos, I'll link them from 1 to 7 in the video description, where you can go check them out if you haven't seen them already. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one, and until next time, peace out.